It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
I originally also purchased a 14-inch, so they do have multiple lengths. This is just what I had left from the original style. Now I'm going to show you guys how to actually crochet a lock in. So with all of these locks, just make sure that there's a hole at the top of the lock. That's where you want to insert your crochet hook. Alright, so time to actually put the lock onto the base of the head. So I slowed it down for you guys again, just so you can actually see step by step. I'm going in the base with the hook open, the latch open, I'm sorry, pushing it all the way through, and then hooking the lock, locking back the latch, and then pulling the lock through. Grabbing the loop, closing the latch, and pulling the hook back off again. And then from here, we're going to open that hole up a little bit more. You want to take your hair and the lock, and you're going to pull it through the loop. When you finally get it through the loop, you just want to pull so that you can kind of feel the tension. Not so that it's really, really tight, but just so that you can tell it's not going to slip out. Because especially if you have soft hair like I do, a lot of times I'll find that if I don't get a good latch on it, then it'll definitely slide out on me. So just making sure that you have that tension. Alright, so now it's time to wrap the locks, and I prefer to wrap my locks because my braid sometimes slips out of the lock when you try to unravel it and put it back in. It just never works out that way for me. But we're going to put this piece of spring twist hair in the same way that we did the lock. The only difference is instead of it being a little hole that we're reaching for, you're going to create a loop. and in this loop you're going to find the hole, and you're going to pull one of the strands through, and you're going to pull until you feel that tension again, just to make sure that it's secure. And now we're going to separate the hair, because sometimes you need to gather when you're wrapping down. So I just like to separate ahead of time, just so we don't have to worry about that later. And I'm using my thumb and my finger, and I'm holding that lock in place along with my hair. And I'm going to wrap all the way down. Sometimes you need to wrap a few times at the base, either to cover a knot if it's there, or sometimes the lock slides down the hair some, so you just want to create a little bit of thickness at the base of the lock.
Digits on the beat.
So now I'm going to alternate my pieces, because I wrapped basically until that was done. And I'm just going to hold that piece down with the lock now and switch to the other piece and just start wrapping until I get to the length that I want for this style.
Digits on the beat.
So for my stylists who don't like the wrapping method, there is another method that you can use with the crochet locks, and I'm going to show you guys that right now. Everything else is pretty much the same. It's just a matter of opening the lock to conceal the braid or the twist, which it would be your natural hair, so that you don't have to wrap. But just like I said, I like to wrap for the simple fact of my hair comes out of it sometimes. So sometimes I'll take the time and wrap if the twist will open up for me. But if not, then I won't worry about it, and I'll just go ahead and wrap it with the Marley Hair over top of the crochet lock. So same method, hooking it in and pulling it through. Now the only difference is that you're going to see me open up this lock to where it looks flat. And I'm going to open it and I'm going to wrap around my hair. So I'm picking it apart with my fingers, and I'm opening it and wrapping it around my hair. And you'll see what that looks like when it's finished. And as you can see, you don't really need that wrapping hair, but sometimes my hair cooperates and sometimes it doesn't. So just to be sure, I always just like to go back in and wrap it myself with the additional Marley hair. And I'm just wrapping down so I get to a length that I want again. So same as the first. Only difference with this lock is that I opened it to wrap my hair around versus just wrapping everything together. I'm just gonna cut it when it gets to the length. And then we're gonna repeat these steps for the next 4 locks that I'm about to do. So if you guys are good, you got the hang of it, you can head to the end of this video to see the finished look. Basically, it's very straightforward. I mean, at the end, you can kind of see how I put on some beads and jewels just to kind of make them, you know, look a little fresh again, considering they are 3-week-old locks. But I really liked how they turned out. I'll probably keep these in for another maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll take them out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you really liked it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like. I'll have more content coming soon.
This is a PT production.